Good morning, everybody. I'm just sat at my dressing table. I've just put some makeup on. I've still got wet hair, so I need to sort that out. Oh, there's the drilling noise. The builders are back, which is very exciting, and I wanted to vlog today to kind of update you all and show you more of the renovations because they were kind of on pause for a little while. And I know that lots of you have been asking for the full finished house tour because I thought I would be doing that sooner than I have been, but we basically made the decision to go ahead and renovate the basement and also the garden. So the basement's going to be done for the whole of this. It's going to take 4 weeks. So it started yesterday, which was Monday the 3rd of March, and it's going to be finished by the end of March. And then the garden is starting on March the 31st and will hopefully be finished by the end of April. So the way that I'm kind of thinking about it in my head is March is basement renovations, April is garden renovations. Sorry, there's going to be lots of building noise. This actually feels kind of nostalgic though, because all of my first ever vlogs in this house were just constant kind of builders and renovations. And then we've just kind of been living here for about, I guess it's like 4 months now. But it feels really exciting that the builders are back and stuff is happening, things are progressing. Although something I haven't missed is the dust. Oh my goodness, the basement. I think I filmed a couple of snippets yesterday. I will insert those now. Of what the basement is looking like. I'll take you down there in a minute as well. And also yesterday morning, I really wish I'd vlogged this, but I didn't. But anyway, I think I vlogged the finished result of some banana bread that I made because we had like a whole bunch of brown spotty bananas, which were perfect. So I made banana bread and it was amazing. I also think it's quite nice for the builders' first day back here to have some nice banana bread, and they loved it. I'm gonna blow dry my hair. Okay, I've dried my hair. I can now chat to you whilst I style it. I have these new GHDs. They're like much wider than the usual GHDs, and I think they're slightly easier to use. Sorry, I don't know why my voice still sounds like I have a frog in my throat at all times. I think maybe it's the dust. I never know how to style this front piece of hair. Like, do I do it this way? Yeah. Maybe that looks better than what I did before. The weather this week, I think, is exactly what we all needed. So the way that I'm styling my hair at the moment, my hairdresser taught me is doing these wiggles like this, as well as traditional curls like this one. And I just flip that bit round the back. I really should tie half up, but I don't know where a hairband is. But these wiggles make it kind of look like you've had your hair in plaits overnight. And I think it looks cute. That wasn't a very good one. Like this. You see? Just that kind of like slightly bendy, wavy effect without being like a full-on curl. I've also realised that I really like my hair to be straight on the ends. I just think it gives a more kind of modern look and doesn't look so kind of like Hollywood waves. So this is how I've been doing it recently. I think it might still be a bit damp, which is really naughty that I'm styling it when it's still damp. Not good for my hair, but I really just want to get ready as quickly as possible because I'm excited to show you guys the basement. Oh, that's definitely still damp, that bit. Okay, I just had to stop chatting then because I could not do my hair and chat. I think it takes a lot more concentration than I realised because I'm only just starting to get good at styling my hair, and I wouldn't even say good. I've actually just decided to leave it now. I just put a few random little curls and bends in, but I couldn't fully style it because it's not fully dry yet. So anyway, that will do. That's my natural looking hairstyle for today. Whilst I'm here at my dressing table, I want to show you something that I bought the other day. So I don't know if you remember me saying, but in the last vlog, my beloved Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear is now too dark for me. That's an even darker one. I have so many of these. So I had been wearing this one, which is 125W, but I was finding that I was having to blend it down my neck loads, and it just feels, I don't know, I just don't like wearing a foundation that doesn't match my skin tone. I knew that I needed 097N, however, it's out of stock everywhere. So I went into Space NK and a lovely lady there matched me to Charlotte Tilbury's beautiful skin foundation, and I'm the colour number 1 neutral, this one. And it's the perfect colour match. It takes no blending at all, which I love. And I think it's slightly more natural in finish than the Lancome Teint Idole foundation. This is much more kind of more coverage and slightly more matte. I do have to powder with this one. I've used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish and then just added some extra glow with the Moonlit Glow highlighter. This product is my new obsession. Oh my goodness, it's so sunny. It's been sunny now for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's now Tuesday. This is the 4th day of beautiful sunshine. It feels warm, even though it's still frosty in the mornings. It feels much warmer in the daytimes. I know that it's very English of me to be talking about the weather, but it really has been quite a long, dark winter. And this just feels like, I think we all feel like we have a new, even though it's so bright filming, we have this new lease of life. And with the renovation starting back up again, I just feel very excited. Sorry if I'm sitting awkwardly, I'm trying not to get in this very bright sunlight. So with the basement, you may have seen me in previous vlogs mentioning that I was having to do a lot of clearing out sessions down there, because when we moved in, anything that we didn't have a place for in the main part of the house, my chair a bit, we just literally threw it down into the basement and were like, deal with that later. And then it turned out that we had so much stuff down there. So my sister came over, we did a huge session together, got rid of so much stuff. However, there was still lots, because I'm a very sentimental person. I have multiple sentimental boxes. I've kept every single item of clothing that Sage has ever worn. Also, because we would like to have another baby one day, we've kept everything for baby number 2. Every single little contraption that newborns need and babies need, we've kept. So we have so much stuff. I cleared out all that I could, and then the rest we've had to store up in our guest bedroom whilst this work is going on in the basement. And then a huge part of the basement will be a big storage room, so we will have a place to store it all when it's finished. But the house just feels a little bit chaotic in the meantime. I'm going to go and show you the guest bedroom now. Oh, I feel really hot. Filming in the sunlight in my bedroom window is actually quite stressful. This is the current state of our guest bedroom, so no guests are welcome for the month of March. We have washing drying up here, because I will show you in the basement, but eventually that will be a really lovely utility space. We have an old sofa, as I said, just every single baby thing that you could ever imagine. Have an old Christmas wreath, the baby bouncers, suitcases. This has never been unpacked since the move. That's still got the movers and packers tape on it, but that was a snoo. There's just so many big things that babies need. And then you can see over there, I just have boxes and boxes of baby clothes, all things that Sage has grown out of that I just can't bear to part with and that we may need to use in the future. Okay, I'm going to take you guys down to the basement now. You won't have seen this for months, so I'm excited to show you. And I don't know if I've ever kind of shown you the entrance to the basement, even though the whole rest of the house is basically finished and been looking lovely for months. We've always walked past, basically our kitchen is that way is the front door and the living room up those stairs. Every time we walk past this, obviously multiple times a day, we just have been looking at this tanking and black tape, and it just feels like not very homely. So I'm very excited that we are doing this. And also we don't have a door on the basement. We've just had this stapled up there as like a temporary thing. And these are what the stairs currently look like going down to the basement. So these will all be changed, obviously, and be made to look nice like the stairs that you just saw next to them. And I'm going to give you a little tour. I've just stepped behind the curtain, and the first room that you see in front of you is the smallest room, and this will just be our full storage room. So all of that stuff that you saw in the guest bedroom, like Christmas decorations, baby stuff, sentimental stuff, things that you don't want to keep around the house, will all be in here. And I think we want to do some kind of nice joinery or something there, but we're not doing that in this phase. This phase we're just doing all of the, as you can see, this doesn't even have a ceiling, so we're just making this a safe, livable space right now. So it needs all plasterboarding and ceiling put in, boxing in of all electrics and things, and then this will be where we can store all of our things. Oh, and also flooring. If you're wondering what this is called tanking, and it was done in the first phase of the renovations to stop any kind of damp down here, and it will be a totally nice usable space. Then as we turn the camera around here, we have, this is the biggest room in the basement. This will be our utility room, and then also on this wall here we're going to put a lovely big, probably a nice big antique mirror there, and then Dan can use this space here to do kind of home workouts and things. I am tempted to get a Peloton and put it down here, but the reality is, would I really use it? Along this wall here, this will all be laundry. It looks really excessive down here, like it's actually a laundrette or something, but it's because the previous owners left their washing machine and their tumble dryer, and then we brought this one with us, which is a washer tumble dryer like together combination thing. But it's actually so useful to have all three, because it means you can just do so much washing at once, like bed sheets, towels, clothes, everything can all be going. And if I just turn around, so over there, that's the curtain that I came through. And then this is boiler, that's our aircon unit for summertime. This will all be boxed in. And then the plan with the laundry is to do a nice worktop. We're thinking wooden, just so it's different to the kitchen. And then I want to do a sweet little like cafe curtain just covering up the washing machines and tumble dryers. And then I want to have a double sink down here so that it's good for like hand washing and stuff, and just for all laundry to be all in one place. And then probably some cupboards for like cleaning stuff. And then maybe up the top it would be cute to have like some open shelves. We haven't fully decided everything that we want to do down here, because Lewis just needs to get started with the job and do all of it's going to take a good couple of weeks even to just get walls on top of this tanking. So there's lots for him to be getting on with, and we don't need to know our kind of full plan right now. Okay, and then turning round, we have the final room in the basement, which is this one. It's actually quite big. I'd say it's like double the size of the one next door. We have Lewis hiding behind the sofa there. What's the plan here?
Dan wanted that all covered up because your TV's going in the middle, so we wanted to cover up the alcove. I'll put some ply in so we can fix the TV to the wall, and that will all be boarded over. This is our old sofa here, so we're thinking that we have this against this wall, have our old TV, which was huge and it was too big for the space in our new living room because we wanted to go in the corner. So our old TV, the big sky glass, is going to go down here, and this will kind of be like a little cinema room. So that's the plan in here. Is there anything else I should tell people about what's going on right now? You're basically going to stick wood to this, and then do you just paint the wood and that will be the walls? No, it'll be plasterboard. It'll be plasterboard, plastered, but it allows us to obviously sneak cables, pipes, everything, so we don't penetrate the tanking.
Oh yeah, this is really tricky stuff. So the people who put this in have said you absolutely cannot put anything through it. Basically, you have to go through all of these black holes. There's Dan's bench, which he'll be able to do his working out in this space here. I just want to quickly talk to you guys about a couple of books that I've read in the last kind of 2 weeks. Oh, one's over there. That's good. I was just looking for it on the bookshelves and I was like, I can't find this book anywhere, and I'm sure that I put it away, but it's over there on the kind of side table thing, so I'll grab that in a second. Everybody has been talking about this book, Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, but I'd heard that it was quite depressing, and I just didn't feel like I needed a depressing book in Jan-Feb time. However, by the end of Feb, I decided I'm going to read it, and I read it in 2 days. I think one evening Dan went for dinner with his friends and I just read for 4.5 hours straight. From as soon as I put Sage down to sleep until I went to sleep, I was reading this book, and I absolutely loved it. I'd already read Cleopatra and Frankenstein, was it last year or the year before? That was her debut novel, which was really, really great, but it did have like a few things that slightly annoyed me about it, some kind of like plot holes and character holes. But I did really enjoy Cleopatra and Frankenstein. However, I think this book was nearly perfect. It was just such a beautiful, what's the word? I don't want to say exploration. I can't think of the word, but like just such a beautiful exploration of sisters. And if you have a sister like I do, I think this will really pull on your heartstrings. I love this quote on the back that says, "A sister is not a friend, you're part of each other right from the start." The Evening Standard said this was Little Women, but for the contemporary female experience. I totally agree with that. Sorry, I just forgot I left my cup of tea on the mantelpiece. Other than it being a beautiful story of sisterhood, the writing was fairly sophisticated, I would say, and it's really quite beautifully written. However, it still feels really accessible and a book that you can just kind of read in 2 days. But I really love that this had literary depth whilst also being engaging and just not too overwhelming. It's a story about 4 sisters, and we find out in the prologue, so I'm not giving away a huge spoiler here, that one of the sisters has died aged 27, really tragically, and we spend the rest of the book getting to know how her death has affected and is affecting the remaining 3 sisters, about their family dynamics and their relationship issues and what they mean to each other. It was just a real joy getting to know these 3 women. Yes, it is a sad book, but it's also full of kind of hope and the beauty of relationships, and I think will make you just never take your sister for granted. I just went and grabbed this one from the side table over there. This is Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. I read this before Blue Sisters, and even though it's quite a few pages, I also read this one in literally 2 days. This is what I would call your classic page turner beach read type of book. I don't read a lot of books like this. I think I said on my Instagram stories when I finished this, I tend to read something like a Leanne Moriarty. I think last year I read Apples Never Fall, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It's kind of like when you're watching quite heavy TV shows, like something maybe like Severance, and then you're just craving something just easy breezy. You know it's not going to be like the most exceptional prose you've ever read. However, this ended up being far more profound than I expected and offered some really poignant reflections on life and death. It's about a psychic who is on a plane, on a really kind of short plane ride that gets a bit delayed, so ends up being longer than expected, but it's meant to only be like an hour-long plane ride in Australia. This woman just stands up and starts predicting people's age of death and cause of death with no explanation. I honestly just could not stop reading this. Just any opportunity I got, I was like, I'll just read a few chapters. And then both evenings that I was reading it, I just read for the entire evening. I'd really, really recommend this one if you're stuck in a reading rut and just need something to read very quickly. However, I did shed a tear at the end, which I was not expecting. She's the author behind, it was actually initially called, I think, The Husband's Secret, even though I saw it in a bookshop the other day and they've now renamed it to be the same as the TV show, Big Little Lies, which was amazing. But because it was called Big Little Lies, when I watched it on TV, I was like, I feel like I know the ending of this. Then I realised I had actually read it a few years before. So yeah, those are 2 books that I would really recommend. I gave the Leanne Moriarty 4 stars on my Goodreads because I just feel like I can't give a book like that. As much as I did enjoy it and read it quickly, it just didn't mean enough to me for me to give it 5 stars. And like, I don't know, I just feel like I have other things that books have to have going on with them in order for me to give them 5 stars. However, Blue Sisters was a 5 stars from me. I just started, and I mean I'm literally about 30 pages in. Last night I started our March book club pick, which is Glorious Exploits by, oh god no, I can't remember the author's name. I'll put it in the description box. I think it's Vernon something. And I'm really excited about it because it's something really different for me. I do read a lot of books that are set in ancient Greece and I love Greek mythology, but I'm more kind of reading things like Circe or Ariadne, which I hated by the way, Ariadne. Loved Circe. What else did I love? The Pat Barker one. Not Voyage Home, so I haven't read that yet. I think it's called Silence of the Girls. I loved that one, but I read that like 4 years ago. Anyway, Glorious Exploits is completely different to anything I've ever read before, and that's why I feel so excited about it. It's meant to be really funny. It hasn't been funny yet, but I'm only 30 pages in. It's just kind of setting the scene. And I can't really tell you a lot about it yet because I haven't read it, but I'm excited. If you want to read along with us, please do join the book club. It's free. I will put the link at the top of the description box as always. Right, it's 10 to 11 and I have my friend Poppy coming over in a minute. She hasn't been over to the new house yet. We haven't caught up the last time I caught up with her was when I was living out of the last house, when we were kind of like in between houses basically. So I'm really excited to show her the house, and then we're going to go for a walk on the heath and just have a nice catch up. It's a bit later now, I'm in the kitchen. I'll tell you why in a second. It feels really strange because I didn't want to get my massive tripod out just to film this little clip. So I've got my tiny tripod sat on the island, but then it's not very level, is it? There we go. But I can't stand up and talk to you on my small tripod. I need my big one to do that, so I'm just sat on a dining chair. Anyway, I went for a walk with my friend Poppy. It was lovely. Such a beautiful day out there, and we had the nicest catch up, although we could have done with about 5 hours. And then I came back and had some bits and bobs of work to do for a couple of jobs that I've got coming up this week. And then Dan said to me, I've got 20 minutes free, it's a beautiful day, would you like to go for a walk and grab a juice with me? And I thought, that sounds lovely. However, on the way there, I tripped and I fell over. Full, like toddler style, like the way Sage falls over when he falls over. You know how toddlers, they just go like flat on their face? That was me. The saddest part is, you know my nice Margaret Howell trousers that are new and I showed you in the last vlog how much I love them? They now have a hole in the knee. I'm going to show you. This is the hole. It's like a proper hole that I can kind of get my finger in, which is really sad. So if anyone knows the best way to repair a hole like that, like do I need to get more of the material and put it underneath, or can you just stitch that up? My mum would know the answer. It was just quite a shock, to be honest, and I was most upset about my trousers, but also my knee does really hurt. And you just don't really have falls like that as an adult unless there's something wrong. So it just took me by surprise is all, but I just thought I would tell you guys that because it was part of my day. Anyway, I'm okay. It could have been a lot worse, and I just don't really know how I did it. Dan was like, how did you manage that? But I'm about to make some pancake mix because today is pancake day, and traditionally in my family growing up, and I think Dan said his was the same, we would always have pancakes for tea or dinner or whatever you call it, like an early dinner of pancakes. So that's what we're going to do with Sage today. I've seen a lot online about the mixture being better if you let it rest for at least an hour. So I thought I'd make it now, and then I'll go and get him, and then we'll come home and we can all have pancakes together. Also, just have to laugh at me doing a tutorial of how I style my hair and then it going horribly wrong today, but I don't know. I kind of don't mind this for just kind of an average day to day, just as long as it has a bit of a bend and a wave in it and isn't that kind of dead straight that my hair likes to be, then I don't really mind. Just don't take hair tips from me, guys. So for the mixture, we need 100 grams of plain flour. Whoops, I did 120. Do you know what? Sometimes it's better to have a bit more flour. I did just take a little bit of the flour out, but I do think having like 10 grams over what recipes say for pancakes is better. Okay, 300 ml of whole milk. Uh-oh, I should have done this in the big NutriBullet, not the little one. I feel like this is not going well the one time that I film this, and we do pancakes all the time, but I don't usually do, I usually half the mixture, but we are all having them tonight, so we need the full mixture. Oh, my egg's rolling off. 2 eggs, there's 1. 2. And making them in a blender is a game changer because it just makes the batter really nice and smooth. Okay, it fits just about. Look at that, I actually think it was the perfect size using this little, it basically just fits all the mixture in the mini NutriBullet thingy. Okay, I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and then I'll show you the pancakes when we make them later. Do you want a chocolate and banana one, or would you like? Lemon. So we squeeze lemon. Sugar. This is a Nutella and banana one. Does this look yummy? Oh, someone's sticking their chocolate fingers in mine and putting it on theirs. Good morning, it's the next day now and I'm just getting ready to go to an Estee Lauder event, and I just thought that I would show you what I'm wearing today because it's a very simple outfit. However, I was inspired by a photo I saw online, so I'm going to show you. I was just on my laptop this morning and I was clearing up my desktop, which I try and do every now and then, as we all do. And I saw this screenshot of an outfit and it is so simple. I cannot remember for the life of me where I screenshotted this from, so I can't give credit to wherever this is from, but it looks like it's from a website or something. But I just love the kind of smart but really kind of puddling at the bottom black trousers with a belt, a simple white tee, and then a kind of knee-length leather jacket and then some suede shoes. So I'm going to show you my version. So this is the base layer of the outfit. Very, very simple. I have to start by saying this is not my favourite white t-shirt. It's just all of my favourite Lisette Margot tees are in the wash. So I'm wearing this one from Reformation. It's really, really old. And I mostly wear it as a pyjama top. I've got on my little Monica Vinader necklace that I had on yesterday. The belt is to haunch. And then these are my Hush trousers that you have seen countless times and will continue to see countless times. I think they work really well because they puddle just the right amount at the bottom, just like in that kind of inspiration image I had there. And then these are my AD brown leather loafers that I haven't taken off since having them. Finally added the knee length leather jacket, and I really love this. I actually think it's such a useful thing to do. I'm sure you all do this already anyway, but if you see an outfit that you love online, even if it's not like on a person on Instagram or whatever, and it's even just on a website as you're browsing and it's how the website has styled something, I think it's just so useful to have references to those days where you just need a bit more inspiration. It just makes getting ready that little bit easier, and I actually love this outfit, and I haven't worn this coat in so long and it's actually warm enough to be wearing kind of this fairly thin leather jacket today. Just arrived in Covent Garden, another gorgeous blue sky day. I never come here, but this is where the Estee Lauder event is, and it really reminds me of being a child and coming to London as a tourist. Just giving you guys a little tour. continuing my mini tour, we're now on the other side of the square and we're almost at the event.
You all today to celebrate our amazing partnership with Legendary. So I'm Anne-Bérangère Fishy, I'm the marketing director for Estée Lauder in the UK.
Looking slightly more dishevelled now, but it's the end of the day and I just wanted to sign off this vlog and say goodbye. I have just been with Sage this afternoon and then just bathed him and put him to bed and thought I must end this vlog. Dan was working in the office today and then won't be home for a little while longer, so I'm going to read Glorious Exploits. Oh look, now I can tell you the author that I've forgotten the name of yesterday, Ferdia Lennon. So I'm going to read this. I also do need to make some dinner for me and Dan because he will be home not too late, and then have a bath and go to bed. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and if you enjoyed this video please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I don't think I've said that since being back on YouTube, but it's always nice to know that you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment, tell me how you are. I'd love any book recommendations as always, so if you've read anything amazing recently that you think I should read, let me know in the comments. Bye!